Hello and welcome to the Hairdresser Strong Show. My name is Robert Hughes and I'm your host. I'm back again with Alejandro Jimenez, and he's the brand educator with Wella and an advocate for Beauty Changes Lives. He has some very exciting news he wants to share, so I'm going to let him do that and do a little brief intro for anybody who doesn't know you, please, Alejandro.
Thank you so much, Robert. It's great to be back. My exciting news is that I finally decided to open my own salon. After being in the industry for over 15 years, I've worked at a salon called David's Beautiful People. It was life-changing and put me basically on the map, but I'm at a point where I just wanted to grow. So I put my head together and had a plan and followed my heart. And now it's right downtown here in Bethesda. And hopefully my grand opening will be the first week of December. But I've just been in the process of like building construction and doing all this kind of other work other than hairdressing, which has been a huge multitasking, right? It's crazy, but it's been my heart for the longest time. I'm so excited. I'm probably the happiest I've ever been in my life. But yeah, that's.
And what's the name of your spot?
Mm-hmm. It's called Alejandro Inc.
All right, I like that. So very, very much tells you exactly what it is. So I think it's really awesome to hear when people take that leap. You know, so many hairdressers talk to me about how scary it is and how nerve-wracking and overwhelming it is. Why don't you when you know from an idea in your head, like at what point in time did you like really start working on it, and like what type of steps do you think were like really helpful to get the ball rolling?
Well, I think recently, these past few months, I've been spending a lot of time with my family. And you look essentially, you know, where you're at a lot. And perspective sometimes when you put yourself in other people's shoes really places you in the map of where your life is headed or where it's going, or what are you doing of the things that, you know, you're elevating yourself to better your loved ones or your position, or are you happy? So I had like these mirrored images always pop in my head. And I was helping my niece do a project for she wants to enter Northwestern. She's in middle school and she wants to do this associate's program. And I was helping her write this paper for her entry. And it was like, who are you? And of course I took things so literal, and she couldn't describe herself. She was just so shy to say who she was, or she didn't really know. So I helped her pick like 20 adjectives or to how I viewed her. And I thought, if it was so easy for me to tell her all the amazing things that she is, because that's how I see her, then why couldn't I do that for myself? And, you know, and all of those things like being courageous and tenacious and all those kind of things. It's like, I feel like we lack those abilities to remind ourselves how freaking amazing that we really are, what we struggle through the day. And it's like going to work and coming home and paying your bills and, you know, not like judging yourself to your partner, but at the same time too, it's like you're racing, and it's like, what is all this for? And I have reflections like that all the time. And, you know, I've been in the salon that I've been for well over 10, 11 years. And I was so happy. I just feel like it was me against the machine. I was always saying, what can I do better? How can I support my family better? How can I step up and be a dad? How can I do all the things that I'm doing now? And I said, the only way is that if I hold myself accountable. And I said to myself, you know, I've done everything. I've traveled the world. I've worked on celebrities. I've worked behind a chair. I teach behind the chair. I teach on video. I did all the things that I really thought were great. But then I thought, I think I really was trying to be something else. When in reality, my heart is behind the chair, and my heart is helping people and educating them and elevating them. And I was like, but it only was a team of one. So I took that example from my niece and I applied it to myself, and I wrote a list of all these things that I am, that I thought I was, or I hope I was. And I said, and then next to each word, I wrote like a goal, like, or how would I prove myself to be that word? And when it all came down to it, it led me to say that I needed to stand up on my own 2 feet and make a name for myself, you know? And I said, you know what? I'm going to own my own place. And I thought, saying is one thing and then doing it was another. But I always knew that I had the qualities to be able to be a leader. And because I feel like when you can see your own growth and you put yourself and you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, I can do this. I think that push just transcended my mind. I was like, you know what, we're going to do this. So I did. I started organizing my thoughts and writing them down and all the different aspects of a salon and the functionality of it, from education to marketing to social media to product to performance to talent to this to whatever, and how all those things, that spider web like an octopus, keep you above float. And I thought, I can do all these things on my own. And so I did. And I talked to my family. I told them my thoughts, and my parents were like, you need to have done this like 10 years ago. But they knew that when I was waiting to be ready, that I would do it. And I did. I just started piecing together. And just like this, resources like this Hairdresser Strong show, where you reach out to individuals to help guide you and make you more confident in the areas that you might have doubt because you not have experience, or or different working networks of the salon, like those things. I feel like I just started to connect the dots, and I built a house in my head of all the things that I needed to do to be an owner. And I just woke up one day and I was like, bam. And I think I came up with my name because I love my name, and when I thought of Alejandro Inc., I thought of like, well, there's even comes like a color palette, and there's like textile, and there's, just a look and a feeling and an experience that all encompasses like, what are you trying to deliver? And I'm sure you probably, just from listening to me, it's like, you can imagine this goes to your head 24/7. It's like, there's so much more than just, doing someone's hair, So,
So what are the vibes like at your new shop going to be like?
Well, I've always loved something clean. I think as I evolved into a young adult, I always found that like lighter shades and tones have always been beautiful. And I think the vibe has a little bit more like, but like when I think of the word ink, it can go like so many ways. It can be like tattoo ink. It can go ink like more like a Santa Monica vibe. It can mean ink from a pen or ink from hair color. And I feel like it's almost like a chameleon. So I think the vibe is very chill. It's very chic. It's calm, but it has a little edge to it. And I think those edge parts can be whether like cut, color, and style. But those effects as well as lines within the salon, I think, are bold and vibrant, but laid back and chill, and I think that's kind of how I've been my whole life. It's like I can be pretty eccentric or like pretty laid back. And I think having that kind of vibe where it can really ebb and flow with all different types of walks of life, depending on how you showcase it or make it a chameleon, I think it's going to be a great space. I mean, just being in there, it has like such a cool vibe to it. And all you see right now is like a beautiful shampoo bowl that got installed yesterday. And there was like basically sheetrock and wall and like things hanging from the ceiling. And, but yeah, it should be pretty cool. I can't wait to show it to everybody. Uh-oh, what happened?
You're back.
Okay, somebody called me.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's okay. I'll cut that out. So did you have to, I'm just thinking of like, how many of the viewers are wondering like, hey, I want to do that, but like what kind of goes into it? What about like, did you just design the place yourself? Did you hire a designer?
So I ended up looking pretty much all over the state of Maryland and trying to figure out like location, right? Okay. I think location has that kind of a vibe as well. And even like the place you live or the clothes you wear, like you buy something and sometimes you can alter it. And when I found a location here over in Bethesda, I enjoyed the surroundings, but I didn't love what it came with. So I basically gutted it out. And I chose everything from like the wall texture to like the track lighting and the whole feeling behind it, to the, like the color paint of the walls, and like, all of the furniture has been like hand selected. I do like a lot of custom stuff, but I feel like as long as it had that same vibration as far as the color palette and the feel to it, it's simple and classic, but it still has a little bit of like sharp edge to it. I think everything is pretty much, I brought it in from somewhere else. And I love that, because when you are able to create something, you have no boundaries. And I feel like you can really tweak and move and delete, edit. Like, it's almost like someone coming in with a clean head of hair and being like, do whatever your heart desires. And if you're in the mood that day where you want to shave someone's head, or the next day you want to do something absolutely gorgeous and like editorial, it's like you have that ability to like really make it something that you absolutely love. You know, I think even like moving into an apartment, how many times do we go and just throw stuff in there like, man, and you end up spending more time somewhere else because your house is not like, I love it, you know? And that's how like my place has become. I use it as an example kind of to say, well, how do I love to be in my own quiet space? And then how would someone else love to come here? And how would their experience? So I picked everything out.
Nice.
It's cool. And I even think shampoo bowls, like how many hundreds of bowls have we sat in? And I chairs, right? We're behind a chair the whole time. And I usually lean on it. I sit on it. I do whatever. But I sat in like gazillions of chairs. I sat in my mom's is so tired of saying on shampoo bowls. I just feel like we experience all of it, and like just like the way things feel. And I don't know, it could be kind of eccentric, but it's gonna be great. It's cool.
Nice. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So so what do you have any sort of like any sort of pointers for anybody? I know that the big question that everybody seems to want to know is like, how do I decide how much money I need to save up to do this? And that's going to be the biggest question usually.
Okay, that's true. I think what I will tell you this: you need to find people that you trust in the midst of formulating this concept of wanting to go on your own. I think for me, I found a great accountant. A person who I have either been resourced to or networked to or whatever. And because at the end of the day, it's like finding people who specialize in these areas of where your heart wants to be, right? Passion and logic is not necessarily combined. Because I have a lot of passions for a lot of things in life, but I feel like, and it's realistic, right? It's like, okay, I want to fly a plane. Yeah, I would not get in a plane with me, but I'm saying, but I love being in a plane because I love to fly, but doesn't mean I can be a pilot, you know? So it's like, find what you want to do, and then find somebody who specializes in that, and then literally pick their brain to filth so that you can educate yourself of how those things go. So I found an amazing attorney, and I found an amazing accountant. And I've gone through a lot of accountants in the past few years, but this one is like almost family. So, and when I found those two like archangels, and that basically, you know, I felt like had my vision as far as where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, then I started to go for where my dream was.
So what it sounds like you're saying is before you get hung up on how much money you need to first build your little team of people who are going to help you figure out, solve these problems.
Completely.
Because and they'll help you figure out how to come up with how much money it's going to be, and maybe even a savings plan or something like that.
Yeah. But I will tell you this. I spoke to my accountant, and, you know, I went to him and I basically was like, oh, this is my life. This is what I have. This is what I owe. This is whatever. And like, he was like, believe it or not, he told me, I have seen people be more successful with less than what you have. Right.
Okay.
And it doesn't necessarily mean like people think like $10 is a lot. You know, perspective is everything. So it's like what you think that even people will move here from other states and expect to open a business, a brand new business, instead of buying into one, you know, and expect to think that it's going to make it, you know, unless you have that revenue sitting in your bank. Right. So finding somebody who is knowledgeable of that can tell you, you know what you got is good. Your talent's good. Your numbers look good. Just, you need about this here, work on that. So it tells you realistically where to go, how to do it, and, you know, where to find it. Jumping into something and having no clue is like, it leaves an emptiness in your heart because you want to compare yourself to the next person to your right, and your lives are completely different, you know? Yeah. So I think like that, I agree. Find a team, build a team. And as far as like structure, and then go to them and be like, what do I need? So, but if you ask me what, comparison to what I did, I saved, I worked behind the chair at David's for 11 years, 12 years, whatever it might be. And like, I was just that saver. I worked. I sacrificed a lot. I pushed myself away from a lot of social stuff. And like, I just really I know in my heart I had a plan. And then, there's life expenses and all this kind of stuff that happened. But in reality, I thought, I don't even know what anything costs, So when I went to him, I was like, this is what my goal is. This is what I want to do. And he was like, put this here, put this there, even down to like taking a little bit of your paycheck every like 2 weeks and making it into an IRA, into a 401k, or change how even those 10 or 15 or 10 or 5% or 2% goes and allocates to something. So you can automatically think about your future. We think about right now too much, too often. And in the end, it's like, you don't have plan B, you need someone else to be like, plan B, so like when you fall down or you always have something that is there to catch you. Because unfortunately, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask, you just said accountant sounds like a business advisor as well. Is this person straight up an accountant, or do they do?
He is straight up an accountant.
Okay.
And I would be even willing to tag his information and allow others to connect to him. I think finding somebody who's honest, who sees what your passion and vision is, but will guide you in the direct way that it was going to always keep you afloat. Because we as passionistas always want to be like, bungee jump and think like our parachute's going to open, right? And then you go, so I think having somebody who's like, no, yes, no, like when they come get hair done with me and they sit in my chair, like, well, I want to be platinum in 2 seconds. You go, no. Not gonna happen. You're like, I don't want to use Olaplex in my hair. Why don't I use Olaplex in my hair? I don't want to use any bond construct. You go, no. That was really something, an eye opener that I think
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was
So I love the you just compared wanting to go platinum in 2 seconds to opening up a business without a plan. I think I love that. I'm definitely gonna steal that one from you. I'll give you credit for it.
But it's real, right?
That's good.
Scenarios apply to your life, and I think that's even in teaching. It's like how you connect with someone is make them see through your experience. It's just like so real versus just like
Well, what was the? You mentioned the lawyer. What was the lawyer? What did the lawyer do for you? How did that person do?
When you do open an independent business, you either have to choose what you're going to be. If you're going to be like an LLC or an S corp or an incorporated, based on your volume, based on what kind of business you're opening and like how you end up processing all that, And then when I connected to that in my account, then I said, I need to do this. Now, what licensing things do I need? I'm like, I just thought I could show up, do some hair, pocket it, and be like, see ya. It doesn't work like that. You can do that, but you'll be running the rest of your life, right? So that was something that was very scary to me because I knew how to do certain aspects of the business very well. And I felt like other ones, it was a gray area. So he kind of guided me and told me the things I needed. And like, it just made sense every time that I if you purchase or if you sell something, even as a licensed cosmetologist, or you have your own LLC or you have to have a trader's license. You can't just buy something and sell it for like double the amount and like, oh, I'm gonna make profit. No, everything has a price, even happiness, right? So there's a licensing for happiness. There's a licensing for making money and doing it the right way. So there's so many different things, but finding somebody who's knowledgeable will really tell you all the different types of licensing and things that you need and rules and regulations you need to follow by, so that you can really just be passionate about doing hair and then just do that 24/7 and have somebody work for that for you. It's like going to the salon and having somebody who works your front concierge, right? And then somebody who greets your clients or somebody who shampoos your clients. All those things, they have different you facilitate those different jobs for them so that you can run smoothly as a whole. Same thing with a business. Even if you're small, team of 3, like mine, and you're still successful because you're doing your job at the best you can, while those other 2 are like basically flapping your wings, you know? So hope that helps.
So, well, let me just understand. You said team of 3. Does that mean you have 2 other people, or was that a figurative term?
I don't know. What does it mean? No, I mean, it's me. I am the sole owner, and
Okay.
I have my accountant and my lawyer.
Oh, okay. That's your team of 3. I got it. Okay.
And then, of course, my entire family. You know, it's like they're my team. But when it comes to the business aspect of it, yeah, those 2 are basically entertainment with my backbone. You know.
And would you be open to sharing this lawyer's information with people?
Oh, completely.
Okay.
So
cool.
yeah, he's
Awesome.
great. He's fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great because I think that part you were talking about, a lot of people get hung up on the regulation, the red tape, and the licensing and the taxes, and then like, so I think that's awesome. I'm glad you brought that up.
Salon can be very like putting a puzzle together with your feet backwards and blinded, or it can be like super smooth, and it's hard to find that.
Awesome. So, well, I mean, I'm really excited for you, and this is really cool. A lot of great information. Did you have any like last minute like pieces of wisdom or experience or anything that you you want to share, or maybe, you know, give a tip or something like that before we wrap it up?
I just say that, you know, we waste so much time every day looking for validating feelings and emotions that you probably doubt about yourself, and you look for that sense in someone else. And I feel like the day that you turn around and say that I am those qualities and I can do that and I will, and all those things, like that will allow you to jump. And I feel like you need to change how you treat yourself. Stop worrying about everybody else and worry about what Alejandro's doing, or worry about what Robert's doing. Because if something doesn't work, maybe you're knocking on the wrong door, and that is okay, right? So tell yourself you can do it, open another door, and walk right through it. Because the worst that could happen is you have to start over, or you have to pick up and do another idea.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much for coming, and congratulations on Alejandro Inc.
So much.
And if everybody wants the information to help them go through similar steps, like the accountant and the lawyer, we'll include that information, or you can reach out to Alejandro or us, and we can connect you.
Definitely.
All right. Until then, see ya. Bye-bye.
See ya. Thank you.